I have been traveling across the galaxy searching for Brock Purdy takes like they're infinity stones. But seriously, it feels like a big portion of this channel over the past year and a half or so has been trying to collect all the different opinions and takes on Brock Purdy because he has become one of the more polarizing players in the NFL as it currently stands. Now, I don't believe this will be the case for long. However, until Brock is still kind of in this proving ground mode, there are going to be a lot of different opinions on his. But this opinion, I was actually surprised to come across. It was the rush with Maxx Crosby, Raiders defensive end, who had Aiden O'Connell, their projected starting quarterback for next season. And they were having a conversation about being called a game manager and the negative connotation that comes along with it. And out of nowhere, you get some high level praise, not only from Aiden O'Connell, who, of course, is a quarterback, but from Maxx Crosby, one of the biggest, fiercest defensive ends in the NFL right now. And typically, I wouldn't expect to hear these comments from Maxx Crosby about 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy because also we know 49ers, Raiders, there's a big rivalry there, or at least used to be. But let's take a listen right here as Maxx Crosby and Aiden O'Connell give some nice praise to quarterback Brock Purdy.
From being a quarterback, obviously, do you hate when people call you, if they ever call you like a game manager, or do you take that as like a compliment? It's part of the role.
I think that shows you like each game depends. Like when we played the Chiefs the first time, I played well. Like I had one of my best games of the year and we lost.
Yeah.
And then I didn't play as well when we won. Like that's just part of playing quarterback. You know, I'd rather take the win than me not playing good every single time.
Every time.
Yeah,
I agree.
but I don't. So you don't think game manager's a slight at all?
I mean, there's definitely a connotation to it that's like
Definitely.
these guys they might think you suck and you're just out there, but it's hard to go out there. So I mean I know what it takes to go out there, so I'm
Go out there.
I'm cool with it. It took a lot to get there and then go out there. Like I said, it takes a lot during the week. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a double-edged sword. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, you look at Tom Brady. He was the best game manager ever.
Yeah.
He was checking down 2-minute drill. He is
100%.
checking it down 90% of the time.
Yeah.
He was the greatest. You know what I mean? He's considered the greatest. But then you get guys like Herbert who throw the ball 55 times a game, and then he gets hated on because like, wow, his stats are inflated. He just throws it every time. It's
Right.
well, people just can't just
They're mad at
love to
everything.
say
Yeah,
something.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to play within the system.
Yep.
You have to. I think being a
That's-
game manager, I don't think it's a slight in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I don't either. I just hate, like you said, I hate when people approach it that way.
People
Yeah.
hate on Brock or on Purdy. It's like,
That's crazy.
what are we talking
Yeah,
about?
that's crazy.
Like what is?
When
what
I
has he
watched
done
Brock's
wrong?
film, he makes throws. It's like that was
He's damn good.
phenomenal. Oh yeah.
Purdy can ball.
If Purdy was
can
2
ball.
inches taller, I feel like people wouldn't look at him as much of like I don't know if underdog's the right word, but like I feel like they don't respect his physical attributes.
100%, because he moves around really well, makes
good
plays off
athlete.
schedule, and
Yeah.
dude.
Well done
And even in the
for you.
pocket, bro,
Off-platform
makes
throws.
some throws that are like throwing out routes on time, like makes a lot of really good throws. Yeah, I don't understand that, but it's just how it goes. Yeah.
That's how the league is, and it's like the aura thing too. Like he shows up dressed in like, a Walmart outfit and shit. People are like, yeah, he can't be good.
Yeah.
No chance.
What's wrong with Walmart these days? You know what I'm saying? I love Walmart. But I'm pretty sure this shirt is from Walmart. I'm not even kidding. But so I love Walmart.
Shout out to Walmart. No, Walmart's. I mean,
Shout out to
underrated.
Brock Purdy can ball, is what Maxx Crosby said. And I love how the game manager conversation like naturally just transitioned into Brock Purdy because of the conversation sparked by Cam Newton last season. Brock Purdy has become the face of Game Manager Anonymous, apparently, because that is where the term has really like latched onto. Because a lot of people like Aiden O'Connell, who plays the quarterback position in the NFL, who watches Brock, says it doesn't make any sense. This guy is balling. He's doing all different things inside the pocket, things that Cam Newton can't even do, which makes it even more objectively hilarious that Cam has kind of become, the head spokesman for game manager or game changer and all those different types of things. But it's funny when you actually get people like Aiden O'Connell who know the position and they're just like, dude, I watch this guy's tape. He's hitting out routes on time with anticipation, 25 yards down the field, big time moments. I mean, you think of that out route with Conley. They had never practiced that before, ever once. And they hit it in a game in a must-have moment. And it's like, it's a funny conversation. I think we all feel very comfortable that Brock Purdy is much more than a game manager. And it's funny because part of the discussion is you have to be a game manager in order to be a quality quarterback, which guys like Cam Newton probably would still be in the league if he was a better game manager. But that's obviously a different conversation for a different time. But I also, again, love what Maxx Crosby said. Maxx Crosby wasn't about it. He's like, oh, Brock can ball, man. Like that. And he saw it firsthand. He played against Brock in his rookie season. And Brock actually kind of had a rocky game, I guess you could say. But he ultimately led the 49ers to a victory at the Raiders Stadium as a rookie. And Maxx Crosby got to sit and watch it all because he was trying to chase him and tackle him. So I think the whole thing, I thought it was really cool how they all just like, dude, this is nonsense. And then, of course, Maxx Crosby at the end, it's like, it's an aura problem. He comes in wearing the Walmart, clothes, the Kohl's cash, all that kind, all the jokes about the fits that he wears and all that kind of stuff, because it's, I guess, not typical of your franchise quarterback, or at least how we've seen some guys dress as of late. But he's like, it's an aura thing. People look at him and they're like, this guy can't be a good quarterback. This guy can't be a franchise quarterback. Look at him. He's short. He's this. He's that. He's in John Deere. You know what I mean? Like, so I think the whole thing is funny. And I love hearing from actual players in this league. Not only do we hear from a quarterback, but we also hear from a defensive end, and one of the better defensive ends in this league. And they're both like, and that's two different perspectives. And they're both like, yeah, dude, this guy can ball, man. And it's even better that they're Raiders, because as we know, the 49ers Raiders had a very long-standing rivalry when they were in the Bay. I think it's definitely died down a little bit, which is unfortunate because it was one of my favorite rivalries, but it just has lost some of that luster since they moved to the Las Vegas. So it is what it is. But nonetheless, I like what they had to say. And those are two guys' opinions that you can prop up a little bit higher than your Nick Wrights, than your Steven Ruiz's of the Ringer, like guys who have never played football before. And then that's also not a knock at people who've never played football who talk about sports. But there's just there's something about being in the game, knowing what it takes, and being able to look at a guy and be like, this conversation started and sparked isn't aligned with reality. And you love to hear it coming from the Raiders. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.